Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Mac, you distracted me with your comment. Hi guys, thanks for being here. What did you say? Well, my boobs are here. I'll see if I can get them hoisted any further up and about. I know that does make everybody's night better. In the meantime, I hope everybody's well. Tell me about your Saturday. Has it been a Saturday? Has everybody had a good day? I hope so. That's what I hope for everybody. We're gonna watch some court. We gotta dive right into it. Flu powder. Good, Vicky. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so proud of you being smoke-free. Oh my God. I talk about Bruno. Your phone is good. Woo! We love that for you. Mercury is in retrograde right now, guys. If you're feeling a bit, that's probably what's happening. I'm half kidding, half not. My boss told me that today. So we'll see. Also, Mac, how are you? Nice to see you. Let me put on my glasses because I have to use them to see. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. There it is. Oh dear. I hope everybody... Oh,
Are the
Judge?
plaintiffs who's going to speak?
Me?
It'll be
Probably
primarily
a lot
me,
of
Your
me.
Honor. Neil.
I would say mostly
Raise your
me,
right
but-
hand, please. As you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can go ahead and put your hand down.
Yeah, I still think it's going to be me mostly. I'll try and get the tits out.
Hang on.
Hang on, he says.
Give me a
Hang
minute here.
on. Yeah, that sounds good. I talk
My
about
computer's being slow.
Oh my God. Tell me about it, Judge. Tell me about it, stud. Who knows where that's from? Tell me about it, stud. Somebody's sniffing. I'm trying. God. And that's Grease. That's right. I talk about Bruno. Thank you very much. A movie I watched ungodly amounts of times. Hi, Brutal Bob. Ungodly amount of times.
So
Judge, yes, go ahead.
you're asking for a judgment in the amount of $6,000, and then I've reviewed the things that have been submitted. This is kind of looks like there was a contract for a paint job and that wasn't complete. And so I'll hear from you there, Mr. Nunez. How is it that the owners owe you $6,000?
Right. So the premise of this is right. So it was not completed, right? The project was not completed, and the cost to finish the project, right? So we solicited bids for a painting job, right? The entire downstairs of our house plus the kitchen cabinets is basically what it was, right? Some stairways and stuff, but
I have to stop it immediately. There is I'm sorry, you are correct. Jeff is absolutely wrong. Unless you're living in an alternate timeline where Grease 2 was in fact Grease 1, that would be the only explanation. Because first of all, you don't call it Grease 1, you call it Grease. The OG. One name. Like Cher. Okay? It's the way it is. And Mac, I am so sorry to hear that. We are here for you, but you must meet me. I insist. What's with Stacy's eyebrows? Stacy probably experienced life a lot like me. Plucking our eyebrows as the only semblance of a tiny tweezer's grasp on reality through our teens, and are left with very little, depending on how much access you had to tweezers. I need Botox. I need Botox right here. As we've talked about, I can raise this eyebrow, and I've obviously toned this side of my face better, but this side is so obviously the difference. But anyways, Grease is superior, 1,000%. I will die on that hill. Do you remember a single song from Grease 2? No, you don't. Do you have the whole album memorized for Grease? Yes, you do. I'm sorry. I don't know if I grew up in a time when that was the movie that I watched or whatnot, but there was a Halloween when all I wanted was to be Sandy from Grease post glow up. You know what I mean? You know?
Couple bids came back. Mr. Miller submitted a bid in our initial round 2, so we were kind of talking back and forth with him. Asked the entire lot, not just Mr. Miller, if anybody had any discounts or anything like that, right? Normal negotiations for the project. And then he came back later and said that he had a fall special, and that was the winning bid, right? Based on cost. So we got together. He came out to the house, met with myself and my wife. We did make a deposit of $5,999.50, I believe it was. He took that check, he cashed it, and then sometime later the project began. And was going okay the first day or two, but then it kind of dragged into a much longer process. In the evidence, there's a text message kind of exchange that says, it's going to take around 7 days, right? Around 7 days, it's fine. However, by day 9, still no complete project, and hadn't even really finished up the kitchen and moved on to the rest of the house yet. So he did say in the text message exchange that the kitchen would take around 3 days. That's fine. Myself, I arranged for us to leave and go to a hotel, including the dog, to get up and out of his way. And, we wouldn't have the use of the kitchen, obviously. So.
But you would have the exchange of being in a hotel, aka hotel sex, as long as you get a nice enough hotel. You realize that hotel sex is sort of equal to nice part of hotel. You know what I'm saying?
We went ahead and vacated the house for that time being. But when it started dragging on longer and longer, that became a problem for us, right? You can't stay in a hotel forever. The use of the kitchen is it's important. We have small children in the house. So
Disagree,
at some
totally
point,
could.
we
Hi,
started coming around and asking questions, right? In the course of those asking questions, it turned out that some of the quality of workmanship was poor, right? Paint drips, wrong colors, lack of just basics like sanding and patching holes and stuff like that. And, there was exchanges about the quality, about coming to work, for full days. I remember a conversation I had with Mr. Miller about him starting, late in the day and then leaving early. And my opinion is that's probably why the project was behind schedule, right?
I hate it when my boss is like, oh my god, you show up late and you leave early. Fuck you. No, I'm just joking. That doesn't happen. Hi, Courtney. Okay, I talk about Bruno. There's a slight pass for the Michelle Pfeiffer thing. Fine. But you and we're on the same page. I'm sorry. Like, I think I watched Grease 2 once, but Grease lives rent-free in my mind. Every day, if a song comes on the radio, I sing it. I sing it loud and proud. If it's a cover, I'm mad. Hi, Courtney, by the way. You're high as fuck? Oh, me too. The best way to be. Oh, Bruno. I wish we could all have a meetup and sing tunes together. I desperately need to play the songs. Cellulite yoga pants. You're late. That's okay. Forgiven. You are so good to me personally that you're always forgiven. Always know that. I should probably play the court. I don't know. I realize now this is like our niche hangout, so nobody really is watching this later for the court. No offense to any of you. Or any of you replay crew. Actually, I know there are you on the replay crew. Please leave a comment and prove your presence, and then I will respond to you in the next video.
And then ended up being where he didn't, in my opinion, didn't like being asked questions. He just wanted to be left alone to do whatever and not have our input. So he terminated the project. It was not complete. He did do some painting in the kitchen. That's not complete either. So he terminated. He said it was because of harassment. He left the project. I ended up having to go get another contractor to pick up where it left off and go ahead and complete the project, the kitchen plus the rest of the house. And then we went ahead and did that. So we didn't, we paid another contractor and it got finished by another contractor. So in the course of between that termination and kind of evolving into legal matters, right? He sent us a final bill statement for over $1,000 for use of a ladder or something like that, and kept the deposit. So there's a dispute about the extra $1,000 for an incomplete project, right? He threatened to file a lien, and so kind of looking into that details, we discovered, our recourse to the lien is to contact L&I and get the facts from the agency that, forces that. So we did, and it turns out that he did not have the proper paperwork to file a lien, right? You have to have a lien disclosure agreement to follow a lien in the state of Washington. So not only was that not able to go through, he also received a fine for not issuing the proper paperwork, and there's a case number that's a matter of public record attached to that, and a $500 fine for not following the process according to the Department of Labor and Industries. So kind of ended up there from our part for the time being, right? And then come to find out when we went to file this case that there had been an attempt, unsuccessful attempt to get a protective order against my wife through the courts. And there's a case number. We read the details. They both appeared before a judge and were denied that protective order because there was no, allegations of harassment were made. There is one or two, not more than that, one or two ratings, if you will, on social media or websites where you rate the painter's work, right? But the fact of the matter is that doesn't constitute harassment. they put a meme on social media basically saying that, and it's in evidence, if you ask for a discount, you get a discounted job. That's the basic summary of what it's there. And it's like a picture of a horse or something like that on a business page, which is astounds me why you wouldn't write something like that on your business page. But
Picture of a
to me, it was
horse?
obvious
What
it
the
was
fuck?
directed at us, right?
Am I too
So
high?
come to find out, yeah, we had a protective order attempted against my wife. My summary of that is there's no harassment, and which is equal to no protective order in front of a judge, right? Like a phone call here or a text message here does not constitute a pattern of harassment. A opinion from a customer, a bona fide customer, on social media or on a website where people rate those types of things, it's not harassment. It's just an opinion, right? And we're welcome to it. We did do business with these people, right? So, yeah, that's the summary of it. And then we came to file this case, and looking to recover what it cost me to go get another contractor and finish the job. Also, paint. We had to buy paint because Mr. Miller took the paint that was for this project with him, as well as kept the deposit. And then court fee, Your Honor.
So the job was, you say finish the job. You say that, as I recall, his initial quote was like $6,000 or $12,000. The deposit was $6,000.
No, it was the
And-
initial quote 17,000.
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, the initial quote he gave us 7,321.26, Your Honor, and then contacted us sometime later as we were kind of going through the bid process, and said he had a full special, and it was $11,999.
That's
And
what I meant. The price was, a finalized price was
That's right.
$12,000 essentially.
Yes.
And then, and so what was that job for? I mean, what painting what?
For painting the kitchen cabinets, Your Honor, the island, all the surrounding walls, so that our living room and sitting area and dining room, they're all kind of interconnected, right? So they all have to be painted the same color. So it was for that entire area, and then leading into the entryway in our house and going up the stairs to a landing.
Okay, so
Humble
kitchen
brag.
cabinets and what else?
Living room, walls and ceiling, kitchen ceiling, hallway leading to the entrance to our house. There's a
Right.
stairwell. Yeah.
And then the paint, did you have paint for all of that? Did you purchase paint for all of that?
We did the second time around, Your Honor. Because
I know, but when Mr. Miller's, who paid for the paint when,
paid for the paint.
was that, you did?
I did not. No, that was the second time around, second contractor. I bought the paint, Your Honor.
Got it. So what was done by the Millers? I mean, they do the kit, look, there were some pictures in there where it looks like some kitchen cabinets had been done.
That's right. That's
Anything
right.
else?
Kitchen cabinets and some of the walls that were kind of in and around the kitchen, above the cabinets between the roof and the ceiling and the cabinets, as well as some of the other like kind of immediately adjoining areas, right? Not all the way to the living room, things like that.
Okay, and then when you hire, did you hire, I have some from K&S Paint Services. Is that the people you hired to finish it or complete it?
That is the defendants, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have some information? No, okay. On who did you hire to complete the project?
Nieto Painting, Your Honor.
Okay. And then you paid them $5,240 to complete?
Yes, and the agreement was we bought the paint as well, which is $886.10, Your Honor.
I see. So it's about $6,000.
Just about, right, yeah.
Okay. And then combined with the $6,000 that you paid to the Millers, that was kind of ended up being about what you initially thought you were going to pay for it. Is that accurate or no?
It is
I mean, I
accurate.
understand I understand your issues with the Millers, and I'll talk to them in a minute.
Right.
But you initially were going to outlay or give about $12,000, which is what you ultimately ended up giving out, and then
Right.
you got to finish the finished project. Is that accurate or no?
It is, if we don't count the $6,000 deposit loss.
Well, I mean, well, no, $6,000 you paid on a deposit.
Right.
Another about $6,000 you paid for the Nietos. That's what you kind of expected to pay at the beginning, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, that was our budget. I don't think that we expected to be.
Just cabinets.
Yeah, that's just for cabinets, Your Honor. That was to repair what was
Okay. So again, you contracted with Mr. Miller to do for him to do a project for right around $12,000. Yes.
That's correct.
Okay. You paid him $6,000. He didn't complete it. And then you hired the Nieto and gave them about $5,000 plus paint. And then the project was complete. Yes.
The kitchen was complete, Your Honor, not the whole rest of the house.
Okay. Did you contract to get the whole rest of the house done?
We did.
Okay. And then who did you pay to do that?
Same contractor, Your Honor. Nieto Painting.
Okay. How much, was there a receipt for what was paid for that? So I only see one check, but there's a lot here.
4,900, Your Honor, and we didn't include that check because that wasn't fixing K&S Paint's incomplete project, right? That was like we kind of separated it out.
What did the Nietos do to the kitchen and the cabinets and all that?
So took the whole thing apart again, sanded, refinished, went in the garage. They had to respray everything over, and then painted the island as well. There was a color that was specified in the contract with K&S Paint that the island was supposed to be gray, and when he left, it was white. So.
Oh my god. Oh, the fucking tragedy. It's a fucking tragedy.
Okay, I'm going to hear from the Millers in a second, but then there's somebody, okay, 39342. Who is that? Is that Ms. Miller?
Yes,
She
sir.
was, okay. So Mr. Kyle Miller, could you raise your right hand, please?
Yes, sir.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, absolutely.
You can put your hand down. What's your version of all of this?
Yeah, so my version of this is exactly how I remember it, sir. So basically, they contacted me initially. They saw one of my signs. I had some really nice signs made and put around town as advertisement. So they reached out to me. They contacted me. The negotiation process actually took about 2 months of back and forth. They actually told me that they were selecting someone else. And so, I offered them best wishes, and that if it didn't work out, please feel free to reach back out to me. Few weeks later, or a month later, they ended up, and this is all mainly regarding communication between me and Priscilla. Me and Neil had very limited communication. So Priscilla had reached out to me, and she basically was asking to negotiate further. So I'm not sure what happened there with the first choice that she selected, but I was happy to oblige. So, I was trying to negotiate to get the job. So I gave them an initial estimate, and then I'd offered them a special. And then further after that, it was requested to see if I could go lower. So I told her I would crunch my numbers some more and see what I could do. Um, you know, and so I gave her a new number. They accepted. So I went over there, met with them. We discussed the project. They asked a bunch of questions throughout the entirety of the relationship with them. Um, a lot of those questions were being asked consistently, and I kept answering them to the best of my ability. And then so yeah, I met with them. Um, they had the deposit check for me. Uh, they asked me for details of start dates and process and where I was going to start, and I kind of gave them an overview. I explained to them that I would not be removing the cabinets, that I would be doing them in place, and that I can make their kitchen accessible with the masking to where they can unmask it and still use their kitchen. Priscilla proceeded to tell me that she would actually wouldn't mind not having to cook dinner for a few days. Asked me how long it would take. She asked me how long the painting would take. So I took that very specifically. So it's just a manner of miscommunication apparently, but she had asked me how long the painting would take because they would go stay somewhere else while the painting was happening for the fumes and whatnot. So I gave them an estimate of 3 days for painting there. I did verbally also confirm that the deposit was non-refundable. I had it listed in the estimate as well, which was approved by them. So they were very aware of that, and that was for the beginning of my labor services, and then also for purchasing the materials and tools needed for the job. And so they understood that. And so discussing how the project was going to go. That being said, once I started, I showed up on the first day. The first day was fairly smooth and went very well. But then by about the second day and on, more questions were being asked. It was the demeanor of which I was being spoken to. As an example, you know, assumptions were being made, accusations were being made. I was being told that I bought the cheapest paint, and I tried to explain the product is based off what she desired the outlook of the cabinets to look like. And it was best for what kind of cabinet she had, what type of stain was previously already on the cabinets. Just explaining, trying to stay professional, even though it was very hostile. I was the way I was being spoken to. She was taking pictures. You know, the time frame of which I was estimating was being interrupted consistently by being stopped from working and having to deal with these conversations consistently. I did notify her on the Wednesday of the first week. I started on a Monday. On a Wednesday, I notified her I had a doctor's appointment the coming Monday and that I would be showing up late. That day created a lot of hostility because when I showed up late, I don't think Neil was aware of this. He came down and very aggressively approached me, told me, it was unacceptable. I notified him that I had let Priscilla know I had a doctor's appointment. He questioned my arrival time for the rest of the project. Told me he basically told me I have to be there every day at this time for the entirety of the rest of the project. And it just seemed she was taking photos of in work process and complaining about the mess and also I'd like to mention they were on site every day I was there, so I don't know when they stayed in a hotel. I don't know if they stayed in a hotel at night and they were just there during the day. I'm not sure, but I do know that they were absolutely there every day, even during the painting. So I'm not sure what happened there, but so yeah, basically, I became so it was such a hostile work environment. I no longer trusted this working relationship. I had no contract or anything that would help provide, you know, that they would have to pay me at the end. And the way that they were coming at me, and the complaints, and the questioning, and you know, the accusations and the assumptions, and complaints, and no matter what I said, it kept happening the next day and next day. So I could not assure that I was going to receive a final payment. I also no longer felt capable of providing my quality of work and being able to take my time to make sure it was good. And so that's why I made the decision that I'm not going to be able to continue this.
How many days did you put in there?
I worked 7 days. 2 of the 9 days that they're claiming was the weekend, which I don't work weekends. But yeah, I worked 7 days.
Did you
It was
complete? Was the kitchen complete when you were done?
the kitchen was complete when I was done. I also did a nook that was in their mud room. Things, any quality issues, you know, when I think I'm complete, if things pop up, you know, afterwards, you know, those are times where like they get fixed, right? So but in my mind, from what I saw, it was complete. There was misinterpretation. Initially, it was requested that they wanted blue or gray for the island, but then I received a text message later on. While I think it was my first or second day there working, I was having to answer to a lot of text messages as well when she wasn't there. She was messaging me, asking me questions. And so I stopped, and one of her messages was just reconfirming colors and for what areas. And in that message, it said she wanted everything pure white. And so I misinterpreted it. It came off like she meant the whole kitchen, because the way she had said the whole kitchen white. So that is where the island came in at white.
And then Mr. Nunez was saying you contracted to do a whole bunch of other stuff, and that never got done.
Correct. Yeah. So the estimate was for all the project entirety. But the remaining second half of the payment was basically that would have been the amount for the rest of the work. Most of the work and price goes into the cabinet painting and the nook painting in Island. The walls and ceilings and other things were the other half that I did not receive.
And then there's Ms. Miller there too. Did you want, and I should have heard to listen to Ms. Nunez as well, that I can go back to her. Did you have anything you wish to add to what Mr. Miller said?
I do not into that aspect that he just spoke on, no.
And Mr. Nunez, and I should have asked you this first, is Ms. Nunez, Priscilla Nunez, wish to add anything to what you said?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
I'm so hungry. I just realized I just calculated all the things that I ate today, and it's not enough for my
Mr. Nunez, I could come back to you and tell me,
17,500
did everything need to get redone in the kitchen, or just, I mean, was
It
this
did. But I have some specifics, right? So there was paint drips on the island. I mean, yes, it was the wrong color, but there was paint drips. So that's, you know, nobody wants to pay a professional and get paint drips on their new kitchen, as well as some of the cabinets. Previous to this, we had added cabinets in our kitchen, and the base color was different. It was white, already white when it came and was installed, and he didn't paint them. So there was 2 colors of white in there. He just didn't touch those. He painted around that. He painted the outside of the doors of the cabinets, and so the inside of the doors were the old color, right? I'm talking like he removed the doors and he sprayed one side and he put them back on.
No,
Specifically,
it's
that's
just a
what I
small
mean, right?
crowd
And
around
then,
here, Bruno. So most people are members anyways, because we have lovely gifters and also great members, but it's not members only. Unlike Mikey, I eat in front of everybody, not just members that pay.
yeah, there was just overspray and some other things on there. We never expected him to paint the shelves inside the cabinets, right? Like that doesn't matter. They're just the wood color. I think everybody in the same boat as far as that goes. But yeah, I mean that's it was basically overall it was poor quality, not what we were looking for. I think some of the concerns that we expressed, and I dispute that we were being hostile, but we expressed some of the concerns because we come home from work and we take a quick look and then we go back. We were headed at the hotel, but and we weren't there 24 hours a day. That's in dispute too, right? Like literally, I travel extensively. My wife works 12-hour shifts. Like it's impossible that anybody could be there to overwatch over his shoulder as he's staying all that time. So, but yeah, the quality was poor. I mean, we redid it. We redid the whole kitchen, right? Pulled all the doors off, repainted everything, spray painted it all, the correct color, and then got the project finished up, Your Honor.
I would like to add to that if I could.
If you're gonna raise your right hand, please.
Okay.
Do you swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down.
I just like to add that we did receive a text message from Priscilla regarding the cabinets and the work that was done, and she did make the statement that they look amazing. At that time, she did not make a complaint about the way the cabinets looked, and according to the evidence, they also did not submit proof that anything else was completed from another company.
Mr. Nunez, what's your response to that?
I know of the text message exchange and picture that she's speaking of. It's taken from a distance, right? So it's taken from at least 15, 20 feet away. And from that distance, you can't see any imperfections or anything else. It's just not close enough, Your Honor. So the color looked nice. I mean, my wife had picked the color with an interior designer. Of course, the color looked nice. So she said it looked fantastic at that time. But on closer inspection,
Humble brag again.
that was a different opinion.
We had an interior designer help us pick
So
white.
who took the picture and who sent it? And who commented on it?
Yes, Your Honor. So at the end, I took the picture.
Okay, hang on just a minute, ma'am. First of all, you're gonna need to be on camera, and if you're gonna testify, I need to swear you in.
I'm sorry, what? It's Kyle.
Well, you need to be where I can see you.
Oh my God, he's mistaking
Can you not see
Kyle
me?
for the other lady. Beverly, was it you that said that he sounds like a woman? Kyle's dealt with this before. Oh my God. Did he just literally say, it's Kyle? I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
I'm sorry, what? It's Kyle.
Well, you need to be where I can see you.
Can you not see me?
Okay.
Hang on.
Number 5, what we're doing here. What number? Okay, I see 9 still here. So. Yeah. Interesting.
Oh my God.
So,
Judge
ma'am,
is
can you
confused.
adjust
I'm
your, maybe you
laughing.
can just change chairs with your husband there.
I moved the camera, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand, ma'am? Will you swear and affirm the information testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. You wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't want to say anything. I was just gonna say, I saw the the work completed through my home security camera from work. So it was from a distance.
All right.
I mean,
Thank you. Mr. Nunez, coming back to you here, what's it, one thing that hasn't been addressed really by either party, on that initial estimate, it says that that's a non-refundable deposit. Is that kind of a gamble you take when you enter a process like this?
I mean, I wouldn't know if I would say it's a gamble.
I
Good-
would.
good. You enter a contract and and hope to get it complete and everything goes correct. Yeah, I wouldn't consider it. It happened that way. So. I do have to say that I don't understand what the reservations were. The only financial interaction we had between us and Mr. Miller was us writing a check for $5,999.50 and him cashing it. Right. So the kind of the assertion that that we weren't going to pay him, that's based on I'm not sure what.
Are you here for a case?
46
What's that?
39346.
Oh, are you from,
Oh,
what's that?
I'm from the county.
Yeah, those have been dismissed. Yeah.
Dismissed?
No,
A big
yeah, you may
dude?
go. No, not a problem.
random case in the middle, dismissed, not
Yeah,
related.
you're welcome.
Love it. Judge, what are you going to decide here? I think he's going to give them nothing. It's non-refundable deposit. That's the reality. Judge, you got to take it over here. I need to deal with something.
So, this is kind of an interesting case in that, because, because
Did he literally say nothing?
I'll be blunt. I'm not sure. So here's the thing. First of all, Mr. Nunez, from Mr. Miller's perspective, you pay that deposit, that non-refundable deposit, then it's like, well, that's just the price of doing business. But on the other hand, it's not appropriate for someone to just like, well, end a contract and just say, walk off. Well, I'm not real comfortable here, so I'm just walking off and I'm going to keep the deposit. And so, which is a long way, Mr. Miller is saying, so I'm not sure, and I saw when you asked for an anti-harassment order and it was properly denied. In that, somebody voicing an opinion on Yelp or any other, internet, review site, getting a bad opinion. If somebody has a bad experience at a restaurant, they put give it a bad review, the restaurant's not being harassed. And the same is true for painters. Someone's not happy with your work. then they're free to put a review on there, and for right or for wrong. That's just kind of the world we live in these days. And on the other hand, from the Nunez's point of view, I'm not sure whether, harassment's kind of a specific thing when, well, it's a specific thing that covers a lot of area. And then you say, well, did you properly have an appropriate and good reason to leave? I mean, were they being harassing, or whether they're just being really particular about what they wanted in their home? And there are people who are more or less particular about what they want. But on the other hand, you did do some work. There was some positive reinforcement, and I see that explanation. Well, we really didn't get a good picture of it, so we really can't say, which is, people need to be careful what they say, because especially when it goes to litigation, then you're going to get it's probably going to be brought back up. So I think that there's things on both sides here. And so what I'm going to do is what I do sometimes is, hang on just a second.
Did he just say doo-doo?
So I'm going to review my notes on your testimony. I'm going to look at the exhibits, and we're going to reconvene, and you can call in at 11, 2 weeks from today, and then I'll give a decision then. And that's what I'll do.
Kidding me right now?
Yes, sir, Mr. Miller.
Are you
Don't leave yet.
kidding me
Mr.
right
Miller.
now?
Yes, Mr. Miller.
Yeah, so I just wanted to touch real quick on, the anti-harassment wasn't based off of the reviews. It was based off.
Yeah, I read the petition. That was part of it, but it was properly denied. I'm going to leave it at that.
Right.
But that's not really in front of me right now. And
Okay.
so anyway, we'll see. You can come at 11, so you don't have to go through the mediation thing again. Yeah, December 5th at 11 a.m. And then I'll give a decision then.
Okay.
I want to review some stuff. I want to research this out a little bit, because to see if what I have in mind is something I can do. And we'll reconvene then. And you both are free to go. All of you, all four of you are free to go. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
What a cock block. What an absolute cock block. I'm so hungry though. I need to go make salmon. I'm going to have salmon for dinner. I'm going to have edamame, rice, some furikake on top, some Japanese soy sauce. Yeah. That's my dinner, and I'm gonna go make it. Guess what though? Back at it again tomorrow, and even better than that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, regularly scheduled programming. It'll be so great. It'll be so great. We're all gonna have so much fun. I promise you that. Thank you guys for giving me my attention fix for the day. And I talked about Bruno. Thank you for giving me my reinforcement about Grease, the movie that I need to now watch again for the 18,000th time in my life. What time tomorrow? It'll be 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. Between 5 and 6 p.m. Somewhere in the middle. Thank you guys so much for being here. Do me a favor. Remember that I love you and I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Bye. Next. Bye.
Ready to ride.